What's good, everybody? So, Doro44, we're all familiar with him. The Genshin guy turned Wuthering Waves fan has been under a little bit of hot water the past few days because of his takes on 2.4 of Wuthering Waves. I was just minding my own business scrolling through Twitter, and I see people kind of like taking some clips from Doro's video here. I tried the new Wuthering Waves 2.4 update, and I'll be real, they seem to be kind of like ragging on his opinion quite a lot, and I'm like, okay, it must be bad then. He must have said some obscene, outrageous things. So I figured what we will do, we will watch the original video, we'll kind of give some passing comments, and then we'll see what this thread is about. This person right here, Firewalker, seems a little bit mad. So we're gonna watch the original video and see how it goes. So let's see what he has to say.
Well, a 2.4 update just dropped, and yeah, no shocker. Yeah, I love it. But after playing all weekend...
Okay, already based. We're 5 seconds in and already based. I do have to say, I don't know how you could play 2.4 and say it's bad. I think that would be crazy. So the fact that he loves it, already a great sign. Okay. W for Woo community the first 5 seconds.
And I started to realize something. Woo was making the other gacha games I play kind of feel old now. I wanted to make this video kind of telling you guys what I really like about...
15 seconds. Already mega W, okay? How could people possibly say this video is bad off the bat? Okay, we'll see, I guess.
The new update and some of the things I'm kind of meh on, because surprisingly I still get the question on whether Wuwa is worth playing. Is this update good? Should I play it? And I don't know how many times I can say yes, but hopefully this video helps someone out that's new to the game or is interested in trying it out. So starting off with the things that I really like, Carthethia. Let's just get it out of the way. Ever since she showed up in Renacida, I fell in love. Yeah, with pixels. Yeah, I have.
Bro found a wife. Bro found a new gacha wife. I'll be real, I was the same way. When we first saw Carthethia at the end of like 2.0, when we see her dancing around for the first time, I was like, she's gonna be my favorite. Yeah, immediately she was, even before like 2.2, I knew, okay, she's great, she's gonna be my favorite. So kind of based, to be honest.
I have a girlfriend. She understands, but she gives me Princess Zelda vibes, and I'm a huge Zelda fan. And ever since I saw her, I was like, I'm S6er. Spoiler alert, I didn't, because, well, I don't know if you can tell, I bought a house. But anyway, I ended up...
Fob could never. Fob Master could never be that responsible. Sorry, yeah, bro. But that's, yeah, I did S6 because I just bought a house.
Getting her and her weapon, and dude, she is one of the most fun characters to play in this game. But I'm fortunate enough to
100%. The fact that you could solo with her is like wild. She's great, and
I'm having a lot of fun with her. She has 2 different forms. She's got Zelda form, and then she's got Big Mommy Zelda form, and I love it.
Big booby.
And she's HP scaling, so I don't think she's too tough to build. I was able to build a pretty decent one, and she's putting up numbers. But granted, I do have like her best team for her, which I'll get more into that in the con section of this update. Overall, I'm really
no cons. She could solo everything. Don't matter.
Really happy that she's out.
That's kind of, I'm being facetious, by the way. Okay, I'm being that's hyperbolic. Don't be silly.
I'm really enjoying her, and honestly, she's become one of my favorite characters in the story. And well, my bank account isn't too happy, but it was worth it. I was more excited about her than Zani, and I S6 Zani. Yeah, I don't know how
that's
that makes sense,
crazy.
It does. Now with the new update, we got a new story quest as well.
I'll be real. I think if you really like a character, someone like Carthethia, S6ing a character, I felt sometimes kind of takes away some of the fun a little bit. Because Carthethia specifically, she kills things so quickly. Like, in less than a rotation, you don't really get that satisfaction. You don't really even see her res as liberation that often if she's S6'd. It's like, it almost feels like a debuff to S6 because you can't see how cool it is all the time.
And man, I just gotta say, it was a banger. I have some gripes with it, which again, I'll get into later in the video, but overall, I really enjoyed it. Cutscenes, cinema. Characters, cinema. Setting, also cinema. But jokes aside, I really like the characters that they introduced in Septimont, which is the new area in this update. I think they're actually some of my favorite character designs in Wuwa altogether. I'm not even kidding. I mean, look at Augusta. This is what another character should have looked like, in my opinion. And
what does he mean by that? Chat, what is What does he mean? What does he mean by that?
I'm not even kidding. I mean, look at Augusta. This is what another character should have looked like, in my opinion. And
why can't he just say it? Why can't, you know, hey, just say it. Take the band-aid off, brother. Like take it off. Just say the word. Yeah, just say the, don't beat around the bush, okay? Like everyone knows what you're trying to say anyway, so you might as well just say it, right? You might you know, just hey, have some balls. But does it really matter when everyone kind of knows what you're saying anyway? Rogue card or horror responses will disappear, but we all know.
the quest took me about 3 hours to do on stream, which for me personally is a W, because once it gets like past 3 or 4 hours, I'm like, okay, this is starting to be a long
Agreed.
time. But something that Wuwa has been doing very well is their pacing. There's plenty of times in the story where it breaks up the monotony of just, you know, the standard gotcha, stand there and yap forever with other characters, move 2 inches, stand there, yap, you know, like some other gotcha games do. But with Wuwa, they're doing a very good job at like breaking that up. So they throw in different like gameplay mechanics. I mean, there was one early on in the quest where you're playing as Cardathea and you're like spinning around trying to break these things. I won't spoil too much. It was a simple thing, but it was fun.
I think actually I have maybe a different opinion.
And it broke up the...
It was too long. Am I crazy? Like that was cool, that the fact they have this quick time stuff, but it's kind of too long because you literally don't have to do anything. You just kind of, you can press 0 buttons and it will still play out and you can't fail it. It's impossible to fail. Like, it felt more like a long cinematic than anything else. That's the problem for me. Like, it should have been a bit more reactive to what you're doing and you should be able to fail it. Otherwise, it's just like a really long, drawn out cinematic. You know? Like, I like that it's introduced. It just went on for either a bit too long. If it was going to be that long, have it actually be more interactive. That's like my only criticism of that. But I like the fact that they implement that kind of system, right?
Quest flow in a good way, and there was more instances of that as well. Plenty of action mixed in. The 3 hours flew by, which I never really say about
like visually it does look good, right?
Gotcha stories. It does leave you on a cliffhanger though, so we're gonna get the next part on the next half of the update. And like I said, the story quest does take place in the new area, Septimont, and that's my next thing I really liked in this update. They cooked with this one. I'm a sucker for Greek mythology, and man, they really knocked that out of the park with this. The actual location looks incredible. It's just beautiful. Kind of like the complete opposite of how the game started, where it was like very dark and dreary. And so I think Kuro Games was just like, okay, and then they just flipped the script and just gave us the complete opposite. It's just like bright and beautiful and like some.
I kind of disagree that Septimont is bright and beautiful, because as soon as you go out of the city, there are a lot of places that are kind of like not particularly that are kind of dark. So I think it's inspired a lot by, you know, the whole Greek and Roman sort of vibe, but I don't think it's like overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, I don't think it's like this really bright and colorful place, but I kind of like it. I really like the vibe it gives off 100%.
So many amazing areas just you want to take photos at. Like Renacida itself, like when we first got it in 2.0, I was like, how are they going to even do better? And they did with 2.4. So I don't know how they're doing it, but they're cooking. And exploring has been really fun as well. I even did the exploration quests, which I never really do in my other gacha games that I play. But I was like, you know what? I want to do this. And there's one
I haven't done the exploration quest yet.
That's all
I need to do this.
Man, I was like,
yeah, we're gonna have an exploration day and try it out.
That you have to go to, and like the lore behind it was really cool, and it just adds more to the world. That's a big W in my book. New area, pretty big as well, and just a lot of things to find and explore. Now, of course, a gacha update wouldn't be an update without some events, and these events are actually really good and some of the highlights of this update for me. We obviously have the standard ones like the login event to get your lustrous tides and radiant tides. We got the photo one that takes you around the new area and you just take photos at different spots, and then the exploration one that helps you explore the new region as well. By the way, I should say that is one thing that I like about Wuwa is their exploration events. Also, just exploring in general, I feel like is a little bit easier than the other games I play because it holds your hand. And I like that. Okay, I'm a baby and I like.
Some people like that and some people hate it. We've seen critiques from people before where they're like, I don't like that it holds my hand because you have like the loot mapper thing, or it finds chests for you, or it points it out to you. The great thing is you can choose to not use those things, right? You can choose to not use the casket things or the loot mappers, whatever it is. Like, you don't have to use those if you don't want to. Yeah, but the other game, okay? The other game, I wonder who he's referring to, the other games. But, you know, hey, exploration in Genshin, I never do. I never do. I never do. I don't like exploring in Genshin. It feels, I don't like it. It kind of sucks. It feels bad. I remember there was one time I was trying to do some exploration in Genshin. It's like you're looking for that last 1%. And then I just bashing my head against a bloody brick wall. Like, it's just not fun. It feels tedious rather than fun. In Wuwa, when I try and do exploration and I'm like, okay, let me lock in and do the exploration, I could do an area in like pretty quickly. I'm not there searching, being like, where the fuck is everything? You could probably find it pretty reasonably quickly, right? Everything that you need. But like, one feels tedious. The other one is like, when you want to lock in, you can do it pretty easily.
Like when my hand is held sometimes, like when you press the map and you can check and see like how many fast travel points you have and then challenges you have left and all that. It's like a checklist, and then it'll tell you where to go.
Exactly. Like, this is, to me, I like this because I'll be real. Personally, I'm not huge on exploration in gacha games in general. So the fact that like this is a thing where it's like, go here, here, and here, do all these things and you're done is nice. It's nice. It's real nice. I prefer it. W
was done, and the exploration event helps you with that, which I really like, and then you get rewarded for it as well. And I like the checklist aspect of it, where you can click the map and then you can go see by region in different areas what still needs to be done, and then you can just go do it. It ticks something off in my brain and it makes me feel good. But anyway, we also have a new card event, which, hold up real quick, because it's actually really good. And this is coming from someone who doesn't really play card games, but it's actually really fun. Kind of reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh, where you go and you find different opponents.
Oh, yeah.
And then you and your opponent have different cards that have...
I need to finish this. I like it. It's fun. It's fun. I like it. It's real good. It's nice. I want them to like add more cards and add some like more systems to it, and then maybe they could try to do PvP afterwards. If they really revamp this, it could be a huge thing.
Goes on them, and they all have different energy costs and stuff like that. Pretty much standard card game stuff, but you can like mix your echoes together to make them more powerful. So I've been really enjoying it. Oh, and I almost forgot the other event. It's kind of like a roguelike where you'll go across a board with your character. You start with Rover, and then as you fight more enemies...
I didn't like this. I didn't finish this. I don't think I will finish it. I didn't like it. It was just, bro, this was fucking clicking simulator. Do you know what I do when I play this? When I play Dreaming Deep, do you know what I fucking do? Do you know what you hear when I'm playing this? This is what you hear. That's what that event was for me. That was what I'm someone who likes reading and the story. Bro, that was just clicking simulator for me, bro. That was just straight up clicking simulator.
And get farther and farther into the board. You collect more characters to add to your roster and different skills and abilities to help you in the harder battles to come. So yeah, the events in this update are really fun so far. I'm really enjoying them. And the last thing I wrote down here that I really liked, like that was like a standout thing for me, was the in-game guide. Now some other gacha games already do this, but the way Wu implemented it, I really like. It kind of puts it in like an infograph type of way. And I asked
definitely a great start. The in-game guide, definitely a huge mega W start. There's just a couple of things that I would probably change, but I might make a whole video dedicated to that instead of talking about it now. But the idea and concept of it is really good, right? It is really good, but there's like a lot of things that kind of make it a bit inaccurate, and things that I would change and get feedback on. But we can definitely like go into this in another video. But yeah, no, it's definitely a good idea, 100%.
I chat on Twitch if this was accurate, because some of the other ones aren't as accurate, but apparently these guys are actually accurate, and it'll tell you the best weapons and alternate weapons and team comps and alternate team comps. It'll tell you how the character works and what they do, and so you don't really have to Google anymore or go watch a YouTube video on how to build a character of what they do. It's just in the game now, and it's actually done very well, and I was actually really impressed by it. So I think it's really cool that they added that. Now before I get to my final,
compared to Hoyoverse, right? You know the new Honkai Star Rail update where they're introducing their new guides and how to build characters. But I think it's not built into the game. I think it's still like on HoYoLab. Am I crazy? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it still a HoYoLab thing where you have to go separately to a website and have a look? Or is it actually built into the game now? The AI powered one? Is it actually in the game, or is it still just a HoYoLab thing? That's what I'm wondering. If it's actually in the game, that'd be better. But yeah.
Thoughts on the update? Just a couple more things that they added.
Nope, it's still on the HoYoLab. See, it's like no one's gonna like tap out the game and go to HoYoLab. I don't know. Just have it built into the game. It has in game. Okay, well, if it does, then it should.
To this update for you guys. Obviously right now we've got Carthea on phase 1. Phase 2, which will be around July 3rd, I believe. Lupa will be added to the game, so you can wish for her. We got new echoes added to the game, including the Fusion Drake, Spectra Drake, Lioness of Glory. We got new Echo Sonata sets, the Windward Pilgrimage, which you'll want to use on Carthea, and then a new fusion set, Flaming Claw Print, which I'm probably thinking that's going to be good for Lupa. And then for some quality of life features, they added a global filter, so you can literally just put a filter on your game, kind of like the NVIDIA filters, but now it's built into the game, so you can kind of like stylize your game differently, which I
might try this. I'm really picky with how my game looks though.
Like, that's actually really cool that they did that. They also added a focus mode for your story quests. You can just kind of like lock in, and other quests or like characters won't mess up with your questing. And then, like I said before, the guide depot. So like the built-in character kits and how to build them and all that, like the infographics. Now let's get into some of the things that I'm kind of like meh on. I'm gonna get this one out of the way.
Okay, he said meh. He doesn't say hates. He says meh. Okay, this is where it should get interesting, right? Surely he's saying something so overwhelmingly bad that people have to make a big ass thread about it, right? Surely. Let's see what awful things that Doro44 has said, shall we?
Way, because I know a lot of people don't like this. It's the trope where all the characters are just in love with Rover in the story quest. Now with this one, it had me in the first half because I was like, oh, you know what? It seems like Lupa isn't really like into Rover, right? They're just like partners in the story quest. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Finally, like Lupa's not really into Rover. Cool. But then by the end, it kind of changed, and I won't spoil too much, but I was like, oh, okay, here we go again. And I know a lot of people in the Wool community aren't really liking that trope being used so much, but I do think that Kuro.
Okay, so like, what's wrong with that? Yeah, I don't think he's wrong in saying that. Like, how many times have we heard people make these comments? There are a bunch of people who don't like the whole like gathering wives thing. That's just a fact, right? That's just a reality. I think there is more people that like it than don't like it, but I still think there are definitely like a large group of people who find it, they don't hate it, but it's like, it's not like for me, but like it's okay, right? More people definitely like it than don't, but there's still, I could definitely say there is a significant amount of people who feel kind of iffy about it. I think people who are on the iffy side of it aren't like, ew, I hate it, they're probably more like, it's like whatever, it's not like the best thing. It's more like a neutral thing than it is a I hate this. That's kind of how I feel about it, because that's kind of how I feel about it, right? Like, I think it's kind of lazy personally, but I don't hate it, right? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this sucks so bad, I hate that they've done this thing, like it makes the whole story worse, it doesn't add to anything. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Would I like some more different diversities of relationships in the game? Sure, I would like that, but I'm not gonna sit here and hate on it. I guess that's why it feels a bit nitpicky as a con. I don't think it's nitpicky. I think it's a fine opinion to have, right? I feel there's nothing wrong with him making this statement. To me, I genuinely feel there's nothing wrong with him making this statement. I guess people might get butthurt and say that he's trying to like generalize a community. Like, yeah, lots of people complain about it. Like, people like, actually, that's not everybody. I am not everybody. I love when all the wives love me. It's like, why are you getting so butthurt? Like, to me, that's like also cringe, right? Like having that kind of a strong response is also giga cringe. Like let's be honest. Let's not be silly here. Like you will also be giga cringe. Let's be real.
It's like, oh, okay, here we go again. And I know a lot of people in the Wool community aren't really liking that trope being used so much, but I do think that Kuro has been getting that feedback a lot. So hopefully they fix it for the future. Now, the other thing I'm kind of like,
I can understand here where if you're applying, there is an overwhelmingly large amount of people to the point where it should be completely changed in the game. I think is a stretch. That I do agree is a stretch. Like they're not changing it because there is definitely more people that like it than don't like it. At this point, with the audience that this game is captured, yeah, that's it. It's a wrap, right? Gathering Wives is real. Like that is just what it is, right? So they're definitely not going to change it. There's definitely more people that like it than don't like it. But hey, if he's not a huge fan of it, but he still enjoys the story, then I don't really see the problem.
And I just feel like, why did we add this? Is the bathing mechanic. They added a mechanic where you can go into like a bath and you can invite other characters and then take a bath with them. And you can like select their spot and then you can go into first person mode and like look at them and like take photos with them. Like, did we have to really add that? Which takes...
I think it looks kind of goofy because like they're literally just like they're just like sitting like normally. Like, to be fair, like they are just like sitting normally. Like to me, it doesn't feel like they're sitting in a bath.
Mechanic. They added a...
Like it literally feels like they just plonked them doing a sitting animation, and there just happens to be water around them. Like it doesn't even feel like they're like sitting in a bath, right? Like nothing really that much is happening. They're wearing, bro, she's fully clothed. They're wearing normal clothes. Like in what? To me, it kind of feels out of place. Yeah. Like, I would rather this didn't exist personally because it just kind of looks silly.
A mechanic where you
like to me this looks like a bug, right? They're just like sitting down fully clothed in like water. It would have been worse if it was made like Girls Frontline 2 or Snowbreak. Yeah, it's like they're literally just placing the characters in the water. It ain't that big of a deal, right? And you can just like not use it, right? To me, this actually kind of looks silly and I don't care. Genuinely, am I going to complain about this? No, because it doesn't fucking matter. So do I think this is a bit of a nitpick? Sure. But hey, you're entitled to your opinion, right? Am I going to go on Twitter and be like, ooh, you're complaining about bath scenes? Like, no.
Go into like a bath and you can invite other characters and then take a bath with them. And you can like select their spot and then you can go into first person mode and like look at them and like take...
This is kind of sinister, no? Does it look kind of sinister? Cantarella, I'm going to take a photo of you now. I'm going to take a photo, Cantarella. You're going to sit there and look pretty, and I'm going to take a photo of you in the bath while you're fully clothed. Like, it's kind of creepy, is it not? I don't know. Like, what?
Take photos with them. Like, do we have to really add that? Which takes me actually to my next point, which I'm kind of like 50-50 on, are the swimsuit skins. Chang Li's is actually really pretty and I like it. It's tasteful, but Carlotta's like, it's just out. And I get it. Swimsuits look like that. I don't know. You might be into that. You might not be, but it's in the game. And the last thing that's kind of like,
okay, I think both of them are mid personally. But like, I'm not offended that Carlotta's cheeks are out. Like, I don't like the skins that much because I just don't particularly like the design. But I'm not offended that Carlotta's like butt cheeks are out. It's whatever.
Like, is actually about Carthea. And what I mean by that is her synergy and the way she works. She really requires a good team synergy for her to be really good. But I will say that Carthea is powerful. Like, she's a great character. Chikona just allows her to reach her peak strength, but she's not unplayable without her. You could definitely use other characters and still...
No, it's not that she's unplayable without her. She's still totally fine even on her own. Bro, there is not content that Carthea cannot solo. Every single piece of combat content in this game, Carthea could solo on her own. Does Chikona make her reach her maximum potential? Yes. But we can't leave out the fact that with Chikona, with Era Rover, that team is the strongest team in the entire game. In the entire game. So it's not like, oh, she reaches her full potential. No, it's like, it's the strongest team in the whole game, right? So even her on her own is a powerhouse. That's like a really important distinction to make, right? So she's not it's not like she's entirely reliant on Chikona. If you have Chikona and then you use Era Rover, yes, you can have the most busted team in the entire game. Absolutely, right now at least. But that doesn't mean she's lacking with a free-to-play option or even on her own.
You'll have fun playing her. And then her character kit description is like insanely long. And I mean, it's like a Webster's dictionary amount of things and words.
This is, I feel Honkai Star Rail has it worse. Not to compare, HSR has something worse than this. Also, it's a lot of gachas in general right now. And it is a lot of words for like a really simple rotation. It is a lot of yap for simple, like, it's not that hard to play her. She's actually kind of brain dead gameplay, I'll be real.
Why? I feel like this has been kind of happening recently.
Yeah, Wu was bad. Wu was bad. Especially after Brant, I noticed. After Brant, to me, it was like, oh my god, what are we doing? For a guy that you just like go in midair and you spin around, right? That's all you do with Brant. You go in midair, you spin around, you can like swap out, press your like a hard skill. Like, bro, his kit was so long for something that's so brain dead to play.
Or like a new character will come out and their character description and how they work is just getting longer and longer and longer and more convoluted to the point where just like wait, this is the shortened version of it. Like Wuwa added the shortened UI for like their character descriptions, but it's still insanely cluttered and insanely just
this
like
is a very valid criticism.
So I think Wuwa really needs to go in and kind of re-optimize that so that it's easier to understand for more casual players like myself. Now for the people who are like really like into that kind of stuff and understand it, like good for them. But I will say that the in-game guide they added does kind of help with this. I just think it needs a little bit of tweaking. But yeah, that's everything that was added. Some of the things I like, some of the things that I'm kind of like meh on, but overall I think it's a great update. And to answer that burning question that I always try to answer in these types of videos, is Wuwa worth it? Yes it is, especially after 2.0. I mean, it feels like such a better game than when it launched. And yeah, they're really pumping out these updates and like they're just adding so many quality of life stuff quickly, fun events, cool characters, awesome new areas to explore. I mean, it's just jam-packed, bro, and I'm really enjoying my time with it. I'm streaming it, playing it all this weekend, and I'm just having a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. And I think Kuro Games is doing a really good job with Wuwa, and I'm excited to see how it continues to improve. But let me know in the comments down below if you already play Wuwa and how you're liking the update, or if you don't play Wuwa, what's stopping you? And don't say storage space, because you can always delete another gacha game. You don't need to be playing.
Yeah, Genshin Impact. Yeah, yeah, you can you can you can just delete like the Hoyo launcher. Come to the better game.
Playing every single one of them. But anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. I haven't done one of these in a bit, but let me know if you like this type of video still. I don't know, I just wanted to kind of sit down, yap, and tell you guys that the update's good. Anyways, I'll catch you guys at the next one.
Yippee. Okay, I honestly, that video is fine. He just has some takes that aren't as popular as other people when it comes to how Rover interacts with the female characters in the game in the bathtub. I don't think that warrants huge threads made about it trying to call him out. Like, oh, okay, are we gonna get mad over someone's opinion? Hey, I don't like characters' butt cheeks out. Okay, why are you getting mad? I think it's equally cringe to get mad about that. Genuinely. Like, if you are so pressed, how dare this content creators say that they don't like Carlotta's cheeks being out? Grr, I'm gonna go on Twitter and make a big thread about it. You are cringe. You are, there's no way about it. You are strange. So let's go and have a look, shall we? Also, there are lots of people complain about it and hope Kuro fix it in the room with us, because all I see is the vocal minority whining. I do kind of agree that this is definitely more of a minority that think this way, and Kuro isn't gonna fix it, but he's still entitled to have his opinion, right? Like, I'm not gonna rag on the guy for something like that. Also, notice how he says it's cool if Lupa wasn't into Rover, not even talking about how the relationship developed. He didn't even talk about how Rover came into Lupa's life when she was almost all alone and needed someone, how the dynamic feels organic. I just hate towards ML. This is just like the poster's opinion. This is genuinely just the poster's opinion. Like, I don't think it's that deep. Even I think right now Rover and Lupa's like dynamic ain't that deep. It's really not. Like, this is some weird like too deep into your head canon kind of stuff, right? This is way too deep into your own head canon at this point. Yeah, this is kind of like silly. This is kind of silly, right? The data we do have, Carlotta, Camellia, and Shorekeeper are the highest selling units in the game, all of whom have strong ML relationships with the MC. You are not the target audience, just vocal minority, and that's okay. Just stop trying to force Kuro to make something they don't want. I'm glad, Firewalkers, you feel so deeply about this. You have to make a huge thread talking about it. Credits to her for compiling the dates above. Also, did Doro ever complain about the entire hot bath event Genshin put in the game, or is he only complaining about optional bathtub areas and swimsuit skins in Woowa? Let's have a look. I have on stream, but you clearly aren't a fan, so you wouldn't know. What? Based? Kind of based? Yeah, so clearly this person is just like posting stuff for the sake of like creating a weird narrative. That's kind of silly. That's kind of silly. Yeah, okay. Why are we being kind of goofy about this? Half naked male character. I'm wet, I'm pregnant. Half naked female character. Oh no, how dare they give a swimsuit which looks like a swimsuit. Hypocrisy at its finest. Let's take a look at this, shall we?
This man did something to me. A primal something just came out. I think I'm pregnant. This man did something.
How are we comparing this? How are we bro, anyone who's seen the My Day trailer would think that's kind of cool. Anyone who had seen the My Day trailer would be like, that's cool. If he was like, ew, why is he like topless and doing all this cool stuff and hated on it, would kind of be a bit strange. The My Day trailer was really cool. I'll be real, this Twitter users kind of just like, what? Why do it's not that deep, brother. This is why a lot of people at the moment are saying, oh, the Woowa community is terrible. Yeah, the Woowa community is so bad. It's because of people like this. You can have like a couple of valid points, but as soon as you start doing this kind of shit, yeah, you do make the community look fucking bad. I don't think he's being hypocritical because it's an incomparable. Comparing a My Day trailer to how he feels about a Carlotta skin isn't being hypocritical. They're two completely different things. That is not, to me, that's not hypocrisy. It's such an incomparable. Other communities do it too. Almost half of Woo players are from there. Yeah, bro, I'll be real. It's users like this that made the Woo community look bad, in my opinion. This post is meant to show the hypocrisy and fake virtue signaling. I disagree that there is like a significant amount of hypocrisy that actually has any meaning or relevance. And fake virtue signaling, where's the virtue signaling? Please point that out to me. Which then gets painted as a view/take of the entire Woo community when it's just a personal opinion. This I do agree with, right? This I do agree with, taking a view of like how people view the Gathering Wives as being the whole community and they should fix it. I agree. But that's really it. It's not that deep. Doro's reaction for the bathtub?
Activities.
For sure. Plus, you can always stop by Isa Bathhouse if you need a break. The bathhouse even made custom bathrobes for their guests during the festival.
Awesome.
That's cute.
Definitely. Yai published.
He just did a stream bit. Okay.
Hey, yo.
Also have a booth, so check it out.
They did not need to throw that in my face.
Before we wrap up this special broadcast,
rewind it.
One last announcement.
Rewind it.
Her Excellency, the all.
So, ain't that big of a deal. Genshin does it good, Woo are bad. I don't think that's what's happening here at all. Where's the energy he had for the Woowa skins here? I mean, there are no skins, right? He said like 2 sentences about this. He did 2 sentences about this. I really don't think it's that deep. Comparing a first time reaction to actually thinking about it and making a video on your thoughts. Right. It's like bro, this is a live reaction to a stream bit versus here's my opinion on like a whole patch. Anyway, let me wrap this up before we get into talking to like dumbasses, right? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm live every single day. This is kind of just like a bit of a silly thing. I think overall he gave pretty good takes on Wuthering Waves. He had some critiques which really seemed more like his opinion than like a proper critique of the game, which it's fine to have, I guess. I think the generalizing the community about how they feel about Riven's interactions, a little bit silly, but it's not too much of a big deal. It ain't that deep. I don't think we need to be going on Twitter and making these big threads about creators. It's just kind of weird. You're equally as cringe. That's really how I see this whole thing. So yeah, kind of really not a big deal. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe live every single day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Kick / Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.